what is on your priority list when you take office?
Well, one of the first things that has to be done is there has to be some internal changes at the district attorney's office. We have to eliminate the case backlog. There is a backlog anywhere between 6 to 9 months. It should take me about 3 to 6 months to get that under control. We have to get cases routinely into court. I want to resolve several of the cases that are outstanding right now. Once I do that, I'm going to be looking at obtaining several grants through the federal government and through the state government as well. I'm looking for these grants because I want to fund several of the programs, several of my initiatives that I brought out during the primary and during the general election.
All right. Now, what are your plans for Lawrence County now that you are the new district attorney?
Well, one of my first plans, in fact, 2 of my platform positions I can begin implementing immediately. The first one is the Courtrooms to Classrooms program. That is the education program. I am going to assign an officer within the district attorney's office to help me coordinate activities with the local schools. I want to get in there. I want to be part of their meetings. I want to be part of their classroom setting. I want to get kids into the courthouse. I want them to see an actual trial. I want to take them to the jail so they can see the jail. I also want to begin a county-wide mock trial program. This program can be coordinated with the Pennsylvania Bar Association's program. They have a program where they provide all of the materials. You can disseminate it to the local school systems, and then you have lawyers act as mentors, as judges, as advisors to the various students who are participating in the mock trial program. That is something that does not require any additional money or additional funds from the school or from any other office, because the Pennsylvania Bar Association will actually give you the materials. I know that because I was a zone delegate to the Pennsylvania Bar Association, and I'm very familiar with the mock trial program. The second initiative that I can implement immediately is setting up a coordinated neighborhood watch throughout the program, or throughout the county. Several communities want these programs. Again, as I have stated earlier, I already have the officers in place to go out and do some of the training. I want to get the neighborhood watches on board with what the expectations are of law enforcement and what their options are whenever they spot some sort of criminal conduct or suspicious behavior. I want them to know what they can expect and how to go about getting a law enforcement response. Those are the 2 programs that I can initiate immediately. The other 2, the hiring of a humane officer, this is going to have to be through grant monies. Grants are something that I'm going to actively pursue. And then, of course, the cornerstone of my program is the expansion of the Drug Task Force. Now, I can begin expanding the task force immediately by contacting the local law enforcement officers, getting them to participate in the program itself. Some of the local law enforcement agencies opted out of the Lawrence County Drug Task Force because they were not being compensated for their services. I want to reestablish contact, get everyone working back together again, and then begin drug operations throughout our community. With regard to funding operations, I'm looking to do it 2 ways. I'm looking to fund training through the federal and state government through their money. Our local activities, the operations themselves, I'm looking to fund them by seizing assets of drug dealers and drug users, forfeiting the assets, converting them to money, excuse me, and then funneling them right back into the program to sustain further activities.
Now, what are you doing to get ready to take office on January 4th?
Well, right now I am spending a lot of time trying to figure out the money. Where is the money coming from? Where can I get it? I'm researching grants both for the humane officer and for my expansion of the drug task force. Unfortunately, so much of the office is dependent upon money, and I don't want to have to rely upon the county to supplement any monies that are coming in from the state or any monies that I obtain from seized assets. After I not that you can ever solve the money problem, but after I address some of my financial concerns, I am also looking at how we are going to try cases, how we are going to move cases. My goal is to send a message to the community that if you commit a crime, you are going to be held responsible. That does not mean that you're automatically going to get probation. I feel that if you commit a serious crime, if you break into someone's home, there should be some amount of jail time. I don't believe that you lock them up and throw away the key, but I think that people have to be held accountable for their actions. And the Lawrence County Jail is the place where some people need to learn to take responsibility for what they have done.
Now, what is your message to the police departments in Lawrence County now that you're the new district attorney?
I'm very excited to work with law enforcement. I have a history of working with law enforcement officers. I spent a long time with the Naval Criminal Investigative Service, with the FBI. I even did some work with the Central Intelligence Agency when I was overseas. The local law enforcement officers are a group of well-trained men and women, and I'm looking forward to having a good working relationship. I believe that as a prosecutor, you have to be supportive of your officers. Those are the people with the boots on the ground, if you will. And they have to feel comfortable that not only will you protect them, but you'll be protecting their cases as well. There's nothing more frustrating than for an officer to make an arrest, turn over the investigation, and then not have a prosecutor do their job, obtaining a conviction.